Hi, my name is Lindsay Francis, and I am the principal at Truman Elementary School. Today I'm here to talk to you about a grant proposal I would like to write to help enhance reading instruction at my school. Today we will talk about the problem that I see for my school, an action plan, what I would like to do to help enhance the reading instruction in regards to applying for this grant, how I resolve the issues through my action plan, and then we'll debrief the problem and talk about engaging families in the community. So starting with what I already know, I work at a K through 8 elementary school, and it is one of the largest schools in the district. We have about 700 students. There are 3 classes at each grade level and 1 preschool class. 15% of the students receive free and reduced lunch, and 5% are English language learners, with about most of those speaking Spanish. Our main concern at this time is our low reading achievement. Students are scoring low on standardized tests and losing ground from year to year. Perceptions from the community, it has been noted by parents and families and addressed by the PTO that, our low scores are not going unnoticed. I have made some personal observations, and I also invited in the reading supervisor from the district to make some observations, and our thoughts seem to align pretty well. The reading specialist, the supervisor from the district, found that our instruction is not aligned with recent best practices on, teaching reading concepts. There is inadequate time for language instruction, the skill practice is unbalanced, and there's a lack of strategy instruction. There's also a lack of differentiation amongst our students, so everyone's being instructed at the same level. I researched and found a grant opportunity through the Every Student Succeeds Act, and what it does is it supports the implementation of a research-based reading program. So if we receive this grant, we could be allotted between $200,000 to $500,000 to help boost the reading program at our school. The application is due on June 1st, so we do have kind of a tight time constraint that we're working with. To apply for this grant, we need to demonstrate, our need based on poverty or achievement history. Ours is definitely achievement history. We need to demonstrate an awareness of needs based on the thorough school analysis. Demonstrate an understanding of research-based programs and a commitment to implementation. And we also need to demonstrate how proposed activities will meet goals. So those are some of the things that I will cover today with my action plan. Things I would like to know is if the same reading program is used throughout the entire district, and how do my school's scores compare to everyone else's? What were scores on these tests prior to my leadership? Has there been a significant change since I arrived that has somehow been related to these lower scores occurring? Is the current curriculum that we're using aligned with the standards and concepts that are assessed on these formal tests? And what are the thoughts of classroom teachers? Will they be on board if we decide to kind of do an overhaul of the curriculum, or what pushback might we see? Overall, I see a tremendous need for a language arts program overhaul. And what I would like to do is work with the schedule to develop consistency and make reading instruction a priority. I would like to look into new resources, a new curriculum if appropriate, and different materials for teachers to use. And of course, I would like to, enhance instructional practices for my teachers, help them level their classes and provide differentiation. Look into phonics-based instruction, because the research says that that's an effective way to reach students. And also, I want to look into specific strategies that teachers can give to students to help them apply reading concepts and language arts concepts as they work through their schooling, and not just completing, day-by-day tasks. So for my action plan, 3 main things is implementing a new reading curriculum, providing extensive professional development, and then, of course, enacting supplemental programs and activities to engage students and parents. I have already addressed the issue to the public. With the PTO, I thanked them for writing into the school and holding us accountable. I've contacted district personnel and the Board of Education to let them know something needs to be done, and I'm determined to get it done quickly. We've collected a little bit more data at the school, perceptions from parents and teachers. What do they want to see in a new reading program if we do adopt one? What do they feel the greatest areas of needs are? So now I have created an action plan, and I'm here today to present that to you. If it is approved, I will apply for the grant, and then upon receiving the grant, we'll implement all of the changes in the action plan and reflect throughout the process. And finally, give a final evaluation presentation to the public at the end and kind of give a plan for moving forward once the grant is up. So my first goal of the action plan is to adopt a research-based language arts curriculum that aligns with state standards and concepts covered on that standardized assessments. In order to adopt a new language arts curriculum, a lot of research needs to be done. So this will be a shared responsibility between me, the building committee, and district personnel. We'll research, best practices and popular programs. Then we'll go and visit schools of the top programs that we choose, hopefully, and get to see these programs in practice and evaluate the pros and cons and think which one will fit best with our school. We'll present our findings to the staff in the district and then kind of come together to make a selection for the one that will be best for us. And to see success from this, we'll agree upon a program and then watch for improved student test scores overall. Another goal I have for us is to implement leveled reading instruction practices. We'll have to analyze student scores, define groupings, and organize materials, and then provide professional development so teachers know how to instruct students on specific levels and how to move them, from group to group. And hopefully we'll see success through this by increased student engagement and improvement on skills a little bit quicker rather than trying to teach everyone at the same level. I would also like to utilize formal and informal assessments regularly to monitor student progress. What I feel the district or our school is lacking is the in-between data. We have the summative data from end of year standardized tests, but what I want to know is what's occurring, in between and our teachers being held accountable for learning throughout the entire year. So we'll create a calendar and kind of outline what tests need to happen at each grade level, give teachers a guideline for what to do. And hopefully we'll see success from this by consistent data collection and just knowing our students better and being able to meet their needs. We'll give teachers some time to collaborate and discuss, are the rubrics working, what instructional strategies are working, and what needs to be changed. Another goal I have is to engage in coaching and peer observation and collaborative planning amongst the teachers. So there are teachers in my building who are doing a phenomenal job. They go above and beyond to meet the needs of the students every day, and I want to encourage others and provide time for other teachers to go in and watch what they're doing and see how they could be better. We'll schedule some times for this to happen and provide guidelines for the expectations, and hopefully we'll see success by teachers changing their practices in their classroom and holding each other accountable. And then we'll look for, minutes or notes from collaborative planning times and evaluations from observations that teachers do. Aside from classroom observations, I would also like to provide professional development opportunities for my teachers outside of our building. So maybe they can go to conferences or after school PD that will help them enhance their skills and just give them other tools to put in their teaching toolkit. If we adopt a new curriculum, I would like to bring in experts from that program or that company to train teachers on how to best utilize the resources that are available. And we can schedule other presentations to come in as well for other aspects of the language arts curriculum. We'll gauge our success for this on feedback and takeaways from the professional development opportunities, classroom observations, and then looking for enhanced student engagement. Are the students really responding to the way that teachers are changing their teaching style? Another thing I would like to do is enact programs to promote a school-wide reading culture, making this a positive experience for everybody and kind of motivating them. So what I would do is collaborate with others, maybe the librarian, reading coaches, other teachers, the PTO, to generate ideas about programs we could utilize and different methods, maybe like Book It or hosting a book fair, grade level competitions that would just kind of inspire kids and motivate them to read more themselves, not necessarily tied to instruction. We would also need to select, different programs or materials that are appropriate for each grade level, and then advertise and try to build, the excitement around these programs. We would gauge the success of these opportunities by collecting data on, the participation, who is participating, how are they participating, and then making observations from the students as well. And finally, I want to involve families and community members in our reading endeavor also. We can do this through planning family nights or, opportunities for community members to come in and read in the classroom or just share how they engage with language arts concepts every day. Anything that can inspire our students and even inspire our teachers. We'll need help from, teachers and other community members, the PTO, to get these ideas. And then we'll have to schedule time outside, the regular work day sometimes or the school day, get the supplies ready and everything. And then hopefully advertise and really get people to want to come. So we'll document the attendance to find our success, and then I think it would be really helpful to use perceptual data, some surveys to see what people think of the opportunities that we provide for them. So how does all of this resolve our issue? I believe that a new curriculum will help a lot because it will be research-based and focused on best teaching practices that are current. It will be aligned with the information covered on standardized tests, and the cohesive content of one new reading curriculum will carry from grade to grade and hopefully help students continue to grow in their abilities. Teachers will be better trained because of the professional development and availability of new resources. They'll be better equipped to teach students learning strategies. We'll also have differentiation so kids can learn at the appropriate level, and we'll increase motivation with the special programs. And of course, we want the family and the district and community members to continue to hold us accountable and feel involved and welcome to come and be a part of our, opportunities to read and interact with students. So initially, my thoughts and feelings on this, I felt disappointed and frustrated. I was disappointed in myself for not doing something a little bit sooner, not noticing this right away and taking some steps. I was also frustrated with the teachers for not stepping up a little bit more, I guess. And it was very embarrassing, to be honest, getting a letter from the PTO questioning, what we're doing at my school. And so that really motivated me and made me feel determined to fix this problem. And by fixing this problem, going throughout this whole presentation and seeking out this grant, it shows that I value students' right to a good education. I value opinions and feedback from the staff and community members and families by asking questions and seeking their input and not trying to do everything by myself. I value collaboration by creating the building committees and working with other teachers, looking for inspiration in other areas. And then I also value growth and change. I don't think we need to continue working with a program that is not getting us the results that we want. So we need to be open to trying new things. When considering unresolved issues, I don't like the inability to pilot different programs, but we have to do this due to the grant time constraint. We'll just have to go off of the observations we make at other schools and kind of our own thoughts that we come and put together. There could be resistance to change. Also, getting all schools in the district on board with adopting the same program, if we are all following the same thing, that could be difficult too. And then, of course, depending on whatever program we select, will there be enough money from the grant to afford it? Finally, how do I engage families in the community? Engaging families in the community, I sought their input on a lot of things. What student achievement were they proud of? What struggles did they notice the most? I collaborated with the district leadership to find solutions that will benefit our school and all schools within the district. And I would like to continue to have, an open door policy for community members and stakeholders to attend our family nights that we do, or any of our meetings, PTO, all of those things we do on a regular basis, just to keep everyone informed and feeling included. When looking at how I used data, I referenced the data points from our state standardized test scores when presenting this information. I also used perceptual data of families and stakeholders. What do they think of our current curriculum and what do they want to see in a new curriculum? I also would like to share the achievement of other schools implementing the programs that we are considering to use for our new program. For policies, laws, and regulations, I'm going to seek out a culturally inclusive program that is appropriate for all learners. We'll conduct extensive research to make sure best practices are being used, and we'll also work to abide by all rules and regulations for the grant application to ensure that we are eligible to receive it. And establishing open dialogue, I want to continue with honest communication with the PTO, district leadership, and other stakeholders, and provide regular updates to make sure that the public is informed. I would also like to invite district leaders to accompany school committee when observing in other schools before we pick our new curriculum. And I just hope we are thoughtfully considered for this grant proposal. Thank you.